Candace Owens was tipped off and made a very important and critical discovery in the Charlie Kirk case, proving that an Egyptian military plane arrived in Provo, Utah the days leading up to Charlie Kirk's assassination. Then, the morning of, departed Provo without the passengers that it delivered earlier in the week. Again, and this is the red flag that you're about to see. The fact checkers, Candace's opponents, are coming out to debunk her claims and discredit this information and call her crazy once again. The problem is they can't. Candace calls out Kash Patel, and he has some answering to do for this one. Also, and I have to weigh in on this, the Daily Wire just signed the Catholic podcast Pints with Aquinas, or more like, and I hate to say it, Matt Fradd sold out. And they hosted a friendly fire event wherein Andrew Klavan decided that he was going to go off about the Jews killing Jesus and make gay jokes about the Vatican that left at least Matt Walsh visibly pretty pissed about it. We'll start there. I'm Zach Costello.
I want to turn to Ben because you killed Jesus, right? I want to ask you a question. Now,
you make my life so difficult. Like, seriously, guys, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Okay, like, seriously. All right. Anyway,
I want to know
continue.
where you stand on the revival, and will you? Isn't it time for you to accept your Lord and Savior?
Oh my God, Clayton, you're just he will not stop. I mean, as I've said before, whoever converts me gets a million, infinity heaven points. Actually, is my understanding of the theology.
I actually am impressed that the Catholics are actually getting nicer. I mean, I actually like Matt, which is as opposed to these guys, and it is getting to be. It's like the Vatican except for straight people. It's so it's really it's really exciting.
There's the clip.
Now,
I object on the record to that.
These are just jokes, you guys. And the takes that I've seen, we know that you're outside of the truth if you can't take a joke. The problem is, like Jimmy Kimmel making jokes about President Trump, they just aren't funny. A lot of us aren't really interested in listening to someone who has been condescendingly preaching and gaslighting other Christians about Zionism make jokes at our expense. Matt Walsh, in that top right corner, he knows. I don't know how much longer he can tolerate this kind of stuff from the Daily Wire. That joke at the outset about Ben Shapiro killing Christ, Ben Shapiro has said on record that he believes Jesus of Nazareth was a criminal revolutionary that was punished for his trouble. He said this on Joe Rogan. You can look it up. Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles have been at Daily Wire for a long time. I understand 10 years ago, things were different. Times are changing. And how Matt Fradd could decide right now, in this current cultural and political climate, to take his independent Catholic podcast to a political organization that stands for a certain agenda, which is not fully aligned with the church, it's completely selling out, regardless of how you phrase it. I don't have to do admin anymore. They're going to allow my show to get some more eyeballs. Zionism is not a Catholic doctrine. It's not a Christian doctrine. Like I said yesterday, Christians are called to convert Jews, not support their land rights. You'll notice Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles have been very quiet, totally quiet about the Charlie Kirk assassination issue. They have been totally quiet when it comes to the Zionist issue on the right. These are huge topics, and these are guys that cover the big trending topics. Crickets on both issues. Why is that? We know why. And you know what? I'm going to make a confession to you right now. I tempered some of my previous content because I had the dream of getting bought out by the Daily Wire. I had the dream of being a Daily Wire personality. I came up on Ben Shapiro, and I still watch Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh. Jordan Peterson has had a tremendous influence on me. One of the initial goals I had starting out this channel was to build myself up so that I could have a conversation with Jordan Peterson. I'd still love to. I'm specifically referring, though, to the Christ is King issue. I didn't speak about which side I was on. I didn't take the side of Candace because I didn't want to offend Daily Wire and ruin my chances that I had with them, or so I thought. I've since realized that the freedom to pursue truth as an independent Christian truth seeker, though it comes with less money and more risk, is far more worth it. And I trust those who refuse to take the money, who risk their careers to pursue the truth, like Candace Owens did, who was tipped off and made this incredibly important and critical discovery in the Charlie Kirk case, which Kash Patel needs to answer for. Watch.
I can now report to you that it is a fact that on 9/4, there were, this was not some dropping by in Utah as they were trying to claim because the plane needed to be serviced. That's what they ran with. They ran with, this could have been a routine servicing. I guess there's just no place from Egypt all the way to Utah that an Egyptian military plane can like get a tire changed. This is totally routine. Nothing to see here. Well, I'm telling you that for a fact, that plane was carrying military subcontractors. And for a fact, they were dropped off in Provo, okay? And that they did not make it back to Cairo. I showed you the plane left. They left on September 10th. It then laid over in Wilmington, Delaware, and departed back for Cairo on the 11th. I am telling you that when that plane left, okay, those people were mysteriously missing from that plane, okay? What's going on here? Why are Egyptian military subcontractors, what are Egyptian military subcontractors doing in the middle of Provo, Utah on the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated? Okay? And again, I am saying as a fact, Kash Patel, please feel free to dispute this. In fact, I almost demand that you dispute it. I think you must. You've been saying everybody's conspiracy theorists. These conspiracies are dangerous. Thinking is dangerous. That aircraft was not in Utah for any routine servicing, okay? Rather extraordinarily, this person told me that it was there on some discreet mission. So discreet that this individual was scared for their life to present this information, but felt compelled to present it because they too were horrified, like the rest of the world. Again, the mistake that was made here was executing him publicly. People felt something, right? They felt something. They understood that whatever happened here was a tremendous act of evil. And so what it led to was goodness, more people standing up and doing something brave and saying, we need to root out this evil from our society. What were they doing there? When did they leave? Who are these individuals? I don't understand. Kash Patel, tell us about this flight. Tell us who was on it, okay?
The opponents of Candace are debunking this claim because she originally got the time wrong of the plane's departure from Provo the morning of Charlie's assassination. Candace originally said the plane left after Charlie was assassinated, when it in fact left before around 7 a.m. on September 10th. That's about 5 hours before Charlie was killed. This does not debunk the very important and critical claim that she is making, though, which is that the military contractors who arrived in Provo on that plane did not depart with the plane the morning that it left Provo. This is the critically important piece of information. And to come out and say, because she got the time wrong, the time of departure wrong, that this therefore debunks the tip in the information is completely misleading. This is a great find and a very important question that needs to be answered as it relates to foreign involvement in the Charlie Kirk assassination case. Who was on board? Where did they go? And what were they doing? These are very reasonable questions to ask about a high-profile political assassination. That's it for today, guys. Make sure to subscribe to join me in this God First movement. We are fighting for one nation under God here. My goal, 1 million men on the path toward who God made us to be, doing the work that we were made for, providing for our wives and families, and building up the church. YouTube doesn't share everything with you. Some important topics get age restricted, make you sign in, they get demonetized. I've had a number of those, especially on the Charlie Kirk assassination, get demonetized, age restricted here in the past few weeks. It decreases reach. The counter is to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe so you miss nothing. I'm Zach Costello.